Hello, my most amazing art students. Today we're going to be discussing this painting called, well, I won't tell you the title right off the bat, but if you could read, you probably know. So, this painting is done in the Impressionistic style, which I think we've discussed before, but maybe not, which means that it isn't super realistic. Like, this is not exactly how these fields looked in real life, or that the clouds looked. The painter lays down marks or bits of paint with the paintbrush in order to give the impression of what the scene is like. So, what's going on in this painting, first of all? Does this look like somewhere that could be by you, or does it look like somewhere that might be far away? Well, we kind of live in the country, so it's possible that there might be something similar to this, but there's this structure right here that we don't really have a whole lot of in the United States. In some areas they do, but this is called a windmill. And we have them, they're on poles, and the windmill's at the top, or they have like the structure that's kind of a pyramidal lattice structure, and it has the windmill at the top of it. And we have those really, really giant ones that you guys can see down south of here. They have one of the windmill farms. And, I mean, depending on where you go in the country, you'll see them, the very, very large ones. So there are also some buildings over here, and there are fields. What do you guys think are growing in these fields? What does it look like to you? Well, this painting was done by a man whose name is Claude Monet, and he is French. And so, even though his name looks like Monet, M-O-N-E-T, you don't say the T at the end, it's Monet. And this is a painting done with oil paint on canvas, and you can see it in Paris, okay? So, what's going on in this painting? It's just a bucolic, means country-type scene of these tulip fields in Holland. Now, Holland is known for its tulip fields. They grow a huge percentage of the world's tulips, and they're well known for their varieties and breeds of tulips. So these are just an impression of tulips growing in patches. Here's some yellow tulips, some orange, some red, and they're kind of blocked out. I will post a picture of what this looks like in real life, or today, because we don't have pictures back from 1886 when this was painted. But windmills are very common in Holland. A lot of Dutch people have them. Actually, in California, there's a Dutch village that our family has visited, where they have actually quite a few windmills or windmill type structures. They might not be working windmills. So do you guys know what a windmill does? Windmills actually dig down into the ground. The people dig down into the ground, and the wind pulls up the water from the ground out of the earth, and that is how they water their fields. And nowadays, the windmills that we have, they create electricity. But the wind spins the blades of the windmill, and it produces electricity through battery power. But back then, the windmill would turn and it would pump. It would work a pump that would pump water out of the ground. So this painting is titled Tulips in Holland, painted by Claude Monet. And one thing I want you guys to notice is that Monet used a lot of primary colors. Before the break, actually I think even before Thanksgiving break, we talked about knowing your colors, okay, and primary and secondary colors, and I think we even touched on tertiary colors. But primary colors, red, yellow, and blue, he used those a lot. We have blue in the sky, red here, and yellow in the fields. And then secondary colors, orange and green. In the fields as well. So notice that he tried to keep the palette very simplified with that. And there are colors that are mixed together. What secondary color did he use most? If red, yellow, and blue are the three primary colors, which secondary color did he use the most of? Which the secondary colors are green, orange, and purple. Was purple one of the colors that he used a lot of in this painting? No. Yeah, he did use some orange, but I see a lot of green in this painting. So I would say that green was probably the most used secondary color. And the tulip leaves, there's a lot of green even interspersed all in between all of the flowers. Interspersed means in between. So we see that a lot. What things about this artwork help you guys to know it's a painting and not a photograph? I want you guys to answer that question for today's lesson. What things about this artwork help you to know that it's a painting and not a photograph? Tell me what you think. It could be that we can see. I wonder if I can bring this up closer and you guys can see it up close. And I'll post a picture. And I'll post a photograph so you can compare the two. Okay? Thank you for joining me today. Next week, you guys are going to need crayons and a piece of paper and some watercolor paints. We'll see how far. We might do the background first and then add our windmill over the top. Okay? I'll see you next week. Have a great day.